pleasant good day to you. This is Owen McCafferty, and I'm speaking on behalf of the kindness of Professional Fusion to offer more tips and ideas, especially as we are into a more challenging economic time. We've all talked about price increases and inflationary aspects, but with the diminishment, as is already occurred in clients within veterinary medicine and patients within dentistry and dermatology, there is a greater challenge for having adequate cash to honor your obligations. We've talked about holding back on hiring extra people in anticipation of that which is going to happen from a cash standpoint. We've talked about managing receivables, negotiating cash opportunities for lines of credit in prior videos. I'd like to talk about accounts payable. You do not want to be that person, that deadbeat, that doesn't honor their obligations. The vendors soon catch wind of that. They're in bad cash positions. Don't take on the burden of being a deadbeat professional. For this reason, try to control your payables as much, if not more, than your receivables. Payables mean you receive a bill, make sure you have adequate cash to honor your obligation. As soon as you start the process of needing to stretch out the time before you can honor your bill pay, and you start to listen to some of these unfortunate folks, many of whom that really don't own businesses, that tell you to stretch out your payables as much as you can, you lose your reputation for being a stand-up person. And therefore, when times get really tough and you really do need a break, you're probably not going to get it. So for this reason, you need to manage the payables. I would suggest an accounts payable agent. The best possible advice is as soon as you receive an invoice, pay it. That keeps your reputation pristine. Waiting beyond or just about at the 30-day level may seem like a really cool idea when you're sitting in a seminar room listening to somebody talk on the rubber chicken circuit about how you can keep your cash outlays to a minimum. But the reality is they never talk about your reputation within the business community of being a deadbeat. So for that reason, I'm a strong believer in honoring obligations. And in fact, when you find out that others are not honoring obligations with you, you have to have that current information so that you don't continue to provide services without payment. Well, the same thing holds true with your vendors. They're going to look at you and say, you know what? Doc is a nice guy. And in the past, he or she has always been honorable in paying their bills. But lately, they haven't. They could say, well, the practice has changed hands and the new people just aren't as honorable as the prior owner. So you start to receive something less than sterling service. Just remember that vendors provide optimum service to those that they know are going to pay them. Those that they know that are not going to pay them, they really don't want to be dealing with them on a continuing basis. So you won't be receiving the best deals. Salesmen won't be calling you up and saying, hey, we're going to have some sort of sale over the next 3 or 4 weeks. When the time comes, I'll let you know. All of a sudden, insider information about best possible pricing becomes somewhat of a scarcity. So don't get that kind of reputation. Don't be that kind of professional who's a deadbeat. Pay your bills. Make sure that you know what your bill obligations are and you're able to sleep at night. Don't let other people who allege that they have your best interests in mind try to ingratiate themselves with you to say, oh, well, don't worry about paying that. They won't notice it. Well, in fact, they do. Most of your vendors know exactly when you're not paying your bills. That holds not only for your accounts payable, but also for your accrued item, your accrued expenses. Make sure you pay your attorney on time, your CPA. Make sure that your insurance payments are exactly paid on time so that you have adequacy of coverage. Certainly look at your payroll. It's illegal not to pay an employee on time. In fact, it's not only an issue of bad reputation, but in some instances, there could be litigation. So in all instances, don't be that kind of person. Remember that in cash management, honoring your obligations becomes more important than maybe stretching out for another 10 days and saving interest expense without having to go and tap against your line of credit. So with that in mind, I'm Owen McCafferty. I just want to say thank you very much. Remember, your credit score is crucial. Try to keep it pristine. And on behalf of Professional Fusion, I'd like to bid you adieu.